Hello, everybody. I'm Keith Jones. I am the six-figure real estate wholesaler. And first of all, I want to thank everyone who has taken the time to follow us, watch our videos. The first two videos we sent out were, of course, all about learning how to become a six-figure real estate wholesaler. And if you haven't watched video number 1 and 2, please take the time to go watch those videos. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Six Figure Real Estate Wholesaler. We have quite a bit more videos that are, takes you into the day and life of a six-figure real estate wholesaler. Some of our videos are in the field. Most of them are at my desk, expressing and explaining to you all the strategies and the tactics, the basics and the fundamentals of a six-figure real estate wholesaler. Again, remember, wholesaling real estate is the most scalable part of the real estate investment industry. You can do it all over the country, and if you learn a few different languages, you can probably do it all over the world. But right now, my backyard, if you will, is the United States, and I want to teach you all how to do wholesaling real estate all over the United States. But let's start with your own backyard. Again, thank you for those comments and those questions. Please keep them coming. I'm very interested in what you need to know to become a six-figure real estate wholesaler. I'm very interested in understanding how I can help you become a six-figure real estate wholesaler. Believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. Let me give you a brief background about the six-figure real estate wholesaler. That is me, Keith Jones. I started in the business in 1997, and I started out doing business backwards, which most investors do. I started out buying them to fix them up, to rent them out, which is not really backwards, but at the time I worked a regular job. I had okay credit and a little bit of money, so I just got started. I just figured fate and faith would guide me eventually to the success that I needed and deserved and longed for and dreamed of as a real estate entrepreneur. So I went for it. We started buying properties in East Point, Georgia, to hold, to rent out, and after about 5 or 6 deals, I started becoming a little frustrated with being a landlord, trying to manage those properties, those tenants, trying to find more deals. So I just kept going at it. I knew something was going to, again, fate and faith. Just believing that I could make this work. And again, that was 1997. I had been on a job. I was working for the U.S. Postal Service, if you will. If any of you that's watching this can identify with that, you won't go into a whole lot. But I can say I was not happy with my job. I knew there had to be more to life than working 8 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, and just only, lucky to have a 2-week vacation once a year. Because of the way the Postal Service had their vacation time set up, you had to put in your on a calendar 2 weeks that you might be able to get if someone unless someone with more seniority apply for that same block of vacation time. You may or may not get it. Anyway, that being said, that part of my life is way over with. In fact, I've been working for myself as a real estate entrepreneur since 1999. Early 1999, I started went full time as a real estate entrepreneur. But let me take you to let me rewind, because in about mid 1998, I put another property in East Point under contract for the purpose of buying, holding, renting. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. I got it under contract for $20,000. And just by chance, another investor was doing, I think he was doing some fix and flips. He may have been doing some buy and holds in the same area. And I gave my business card to one of the neighbors of that particular property, and asked them to keep eye on the property until I closed. I hadn't closed on it yet, but I had it under contract with 30 days to close on it, and that was our intention, to close on it in 30 days. Within 1 week of having that property under contract, a local investor, a guy named Joe and I still keep in touch every now and then to this day. Joe's moved on to commercial real estate, by the way, and that's how this business can take you. But he reached out to me. I guess he got in touch with his neighbor who reached out, and the neighbor gave him my contact information. Joe called me and asked me if I wanted to sell that house. And at the time, I didn't know I could sell it, because I was actually selling the contract. Let's everybody be on the same page. I didn't sell the property because I hadn't purchased it yet. But what I did do was sell Joe my contract for $25,000. I had the property under contract for 20 grand. Joe actually made me an offer over the phone for 25 grand. His thing was, hey, would you like to make 5 grand? Well, we got on the phone and introduced ourselves. And he goes, would you like to make, he asked me how much I was getting the property for. I said, I'm getting it for 20 grand. He said, would you like to make $5,000? I said, sure. So, and I really had no expectations, because I didn't know what wholesaling was at the time. I just didn't know. And I had been in the business for going into a year at this time, from 97 to mid-90, 1998, about a year. And I had never heard of wholesaling. So Joe asked me to meet him at the property. I met him at the property. I had the keys to the property. The seller, a very old gentleman at the time, he just didn't want to run back and forth. I gave him an earnest money check for $500. He gave me the keys to let me come and go and do my inspections. And I met Joe at the property. I let him in. He took a walk around and he said, I like it, I'll take it. So I'm thinking again, okay, how you gonna take it? I don't own it. He bought out 2 contracts, a regular purchase and sales agreement and an assignment agreement. I had never seen an assignment agreement. So we filled out the purchase and sales agreement for 20 grand. We did an assignment agreement for 5 grand. And Joe's last word to me at that time was, make sure the seller comes to closing. And I really had no expectations of it, but Joe did he wrote me a check. Wrote a check. Now, back in the day, we used to actually write earnest money checks directly to the sellers. We don't do that anymore, mainly because if you find a property that you can get under contract and the title's not good, most of the time that seller is long gone with your cash. As soon as they get an earnest money check, they start spending it, and it's hard to get back. But that doesn't happen anymore. Earnest money checks go into the closing attorney's escrow account. But Joe wrote me a check for $500 earnest money, and he said, make sure the seller comes to closing. Obviously, the seller came to closing. They gave him a check for 20 grand minus probably some taxes and transfer fees. They cut me a full check for $5,000, and I was hooked on wholesaling. At that time, I didn't even know it was called wholesaling. To me, I was just quick turn real estate. I started finding Joe as many deals as I could get to him. I mean, I just started, and I knew obviously his area was East Point. I started just scouring East Point, finding him more deals that was going well. And eventually I had to sit back and think, if there's one guy looking for extra deals from a person like me, there's got to be more. So again, this was in 1998. So this is before internet, GPSs, cell phones, things of that nature were as prominent and prevalent as they are. I'm not saying those things weren't out there at that time, because they were, but the average person didn't have access to them. So we were riding around with maps in our laps to try to, destinations and to properties. We were stopping at pay phones. They had pay phones back then. You stop at a pay phone and you see a for sale by owner sign and call that seller, say, hey, do you want to sell? And so things started to really take momentum, and I got very excited about what I did, and I just started figuring out how to find more people who were looking for someone like me. And that's when wholesaling, quick turn at that time, was what I dubbed it at, is what I was doing, quick turn in real estate. I started selling off my rentals, by the way. I just couldn't deal with that anymore, didn't want to. And so that grew. I mean, I just started building my buyers list. I'm going to teach you some of that. In fact, the deal that helped me leave my job was I picked up a 4-unit apartment building in Grant Park, which is a beautiful park, historic park in Atlanta. I got it under contract for $69,900. I sold it 30 days later for $99,900. I made 30 grand. That was the biggest paycheck I'd ever made in the real estate business. By the way, I was, like I said, my momentum was building from 1998 to early 1999. I had 2 years of income in my bank account through 2 years of what I was making with the postal service. I had from early 1998 to early 1999 wholesaling income. I was able to put 2 years of my postal income in my bank account. So when I knew I could do that part-time within a year, it was over. I was out. And I just focused on wholesaling. And now, don't get me wrong, because we did wholesaling, fixing some flips, new construction. And the only thing I really haven't concentrated on a whole lot is commercial, because commercial real estate is, I like self-storage facilities to buy and hold for residual income commercial real estate, and I'm heading in that direction. But I just say that to say, wholesaling is the best way to start your real estate investing career. To become a consistent, long-lasting person in the business, wholesaling is really where you want to start. You want to start where you can generate income almost out of the sky. When you understand how to find motivated sellers and how to evaluate the deals and how to negotiate with sellers, is powerful. Now, wholesaling real estate will bring you to financial freedom and economic independence to do what you want to do. You may not want to do certain parts of real estate, but the income from this can lead you to do whatever you want to do in the business. It's all up to you. First of all, if you can do this, if I can do this, you can do this. Again, I had no idea what I was doing, and I'm so blessed. Honestly, I was really totally blessed with the opportunity. Let me share some quick words of inspiration, just very briefly. This says, an expert in anything was once a beginner, and that's so true. Now, fast forwarding to where I am right now, I consider myself an expert at wholesaling, but I was a beginner, and I didn't even know, I didn't know what I was getting into. It was one of God's blessings that just dropped into my lap, and I took it and cherished it and do all I can to take it to the next level. And it's something I want to start sharing with me. Now, at the beginning, I never really thought of myself as someone who was ever going to probably potentially be teaching wholesaling real estate or any part of real estate. I just saw myself, being a real estate investor and building my net worth and passive income and retiring at the age of 55, and just, maybe hanging out in tropical islands with my wife and things of that nature. I never envisioned myself being a wholesaler, and it just happened. So now, and I say that to say, because I've been in the business as long as I have, since 1997, I'm in the field a lot. I'm in the field most of the time, and I love being in the field here in the metropolitan area of Atlanta, Georgia. The weather's beautiful. I'm in my pickup truck. I got my music going. I set my own time. I don't get out in the field until after 11 o'clock, unless it's something really important. If a seller, say, flew into town that owned a property here, they flew in, and I got to meet them early because they need to fly back out, I'll do that. But most of the time, I set my schedule for after 11 a.m. so I can avoid the rush hour traffic. This is a beautiful thing. Can you imagine being able to set your own schedule where you can, whether it's schedule around your kids' activities or your church functions, around and away from the rush hour traffic, just working with who you want to work with and how you want to work, and being able to give yourself a pay raise, if you will, anytime you want. All you got to do is just beef up your marketing, and now you add another $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month to your income. It's incredible. I love the business of wholesaling. I love the total package of real estate, honestly, because again, the financial freedom from wholesaling will give you the income, the economic independence, and the financial freedom to take real estate to the next level. Now, I'm going to read you one more of my. I get these emails every morning from one of my mentors, and a lot of this stuff inspires me so that I think I should start sharing it with you all. This one is: everything that you don't know is something that you can learn. Everything that you don't know is something that you can learn. So let me share some. Again, if you haven't watched video number 1 and video number 2, please go back and watch those videos, because we talk about some of the things that we're going to go through here a little more in depth. I took more time. This is going to be a little bit briefer video. We're going on about 15 minutes into this video right now. But again, wholesaling. I'm a 6-figure real estate wholesaler. Keith Jones is up here. Anyway, wholesaling should be the first thing as a real estate entrepreneur. It should be the first strategy of real estate that you should learn and master. Become a 6-figure real. When you become a 6-figure real estate wholesaler, you know you've mastered it, because you know how to generate 6 figures, whether it's monthly or annually. It's up to you, but you know how to generate six figures to make your business run. Then it's easier to become a buy and holder. A buy and holder has to put up the average 20% down payment on the property. When you go sit down with a bank or a hard money lender, or even a private money is a little bit different, and we go through some of those other strategies later on in what we're going to share with you. But banks and hard money lenders, they demand 20% down payment. So wholesaling will help you earn that 20% for those buy and hold, those apartment buildings, those single family houses for residual income. I highly recommend, after you learn the wholesale, you start getting your residual income in place, because then you got another comfort zone. And now you want to take your buy and hold income to 6 figures. So now you got 6 figures here, 6 figures there. Now it's time to start fixing and flipping. You start fixing and flipping, and you get that to a 6-figure income, and life is incredible. New construction, if you like, commercial real estate, if you like, but start learning how to wholesale first, so you can have an income that will sustain you during those times where, because when you're doing buying holds and fixing flips, there's monthly payments. There ain't no monthly payments as a wholesaler. The only payments you may have to come out of as a wholesaler is marketing. You guys have seen those commercials where they say, get into real estate with very little of your cash and no credit. They're talking about wholesaling. Very little cash. The cash that you need is for marketing. You're going to be, whether you're doing bandit signs, driving for dollars, mailers. We're going to go into that in a second. But that's the money you need is for your marketing. And you need no credit. Now, for those who may have reasonably decent credit and maybe not a lot of cash, you can apply for a credit card. Get yourself a credit card for the highest limit that you can get and use it for your marketing campaign. Use it for your marketing campaign. Don't go out there and buy Nike tennis shoes and fur coats. Use it for your marketing campaign. So, as I said before, in the last video, we went over how to find motivated sellers in our last video. So again, hopefully you go back, take a look at that video, because I'm not going to go in as depth in this video as I did in the last video. But motivated sellers is where everything starts. You're going to find motivated sellers through a few different ways. You're going to find motivated sellers through driving for dollars, depending on your budget. Do you have more time? Do you have money? Do you have more money than you have time? Driving for dollars is an incredible way to some of my highest paying deals. Honestly, I got driving for dollars. Some of them. And so driving for dollars means riding through neighborhoods, particularly start in your own backyard, meaning in maybe a 5-mile circumference radius of where you live. Start getting to know new neighborhoods. Start getting to know your current neighborhood, old neighborhood. Just start driving in different directions when you go to and from work or back and forth to the store, picking up your kids, and explore your neighborhood to find out what's out there for driving for dollars. When driving for dollars, you're gonna be looking for those properties that are kind of standing out. It's probably the worst neighborhood, the worst house on a decent street is what you're gonna run into for driving for dollars. And you're gonna write down that address of that property, the full address, zip code, city, the whole works. If if the sign says 123 Apple Street Northwest, you write down 1233 Apple Street Northwest. Get the full address, and of course, see here in Metro Atlanta, you can cross the street. You can go from East Point and to be in College Park and not even know it. So pay attention to where you are when you're driving for dollars. That's for people who have more time than money to look for deals. Bandit signs is another good way to put out while you're driving for dollars. Twofold with driving for dollars is putting out your bandit signs while you're out there. And eventually, once you gather enough addresses, you're going to do mailers. You're going to do some research on the computer to find out who owns those properties, and you're going to send a postcard to those prospects. And I call them prospects because you don't know if they're going to sell until you talk to them. So again, we just talked about driving for dollars. We talked about bandit signs. Direct mail is going to be a part of what you do after you collect this information. And again, if you go to the last video, we go over this type of information a little more in depth. Pre-foreclosures. With today's technology, pre-foreclosures I used to just couldn't wait till the newspaper come out. I had to go to the legal section, particularly the Sunday, Saturday newspaper. And newspapers are practically extinct now. But you can get all this information on the internet. I can literally Google pre-foreclosure for sale in any city or town or zip code that I'm interested in, and I can get a list of pre-foreclosure properties. This is public information, pre-foreclosure. Probate information, another public information. You have to get to know some closing and some attorneys to get the pre-foreclosure information, but it's public record. Divorce. These are all areas where you can find motivated sellers. Divorced people usually happen to sell their real estate so they can go on their separate ways and split the proceeds. Evaluating the deals, sellers, wholesalers, rehab, all this adds up to the seller's price, the wholesaler's price, the rehab price, the closing cost. All that basically breaks down to your buyer, your fix and flipper, or your buy and holder. Most of them do not want to be in the property any more than 65% of the after rehab value. So let's just say that after rehab value is $100,000. So after they pay you, they buy the property, your fee is included, the rehab of the properties and closing costs, they don't want to be in it more than 65 to 70% of the after rehab value. Now your buy and holders are more prone to be in it at 70%. Your fix and flippers, they're trying to be in it no more than 65% of the after rehab value. So, but anyway, I wanted to go over this information with you to, first of all, again, help you understand that this is a business that you can do. This is a business that you can learn. It's a business that will bring you financial freedom and economic independence. So I want to thank all of those people who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, all of those who have submitted questions and comments, wanting to know more about how to become a six-figure real estate wholesaler, how to build real wealth and financial freedom, because it starts with one part of the business. You want to learn how to wholesale first. And as you learn to wholesale, then you start your buying, holding, and your fixing and flipping. And, life can be incredible. But I have what I'm doing now. I was saying before, I'm in the field a lot, and while I'm in the field, I'm driving my pickup truck, and my pickup truck just has signs on it that say, we buy houses, cash for your crib, we buy houses, my business phone number. I never put my direct sale number on it. But people stop me all the time and ask me if I would teach them the business. Now, initially, I would try to help people. I've always tried to help people as much as I can. I really have, but because it kind of took me away from focusing on my core business, which is real estate. I just couldn't get into it the way I would have liked to help people. Now, and I have taught quite a few people who are very successful. In fact, some of the videos I'm going to be sending out here are some of my students that have success in the business. I would like to start sharing some of that information with you. I mean, my students range from school teachers to people who are going to medical school and decided they wanted to learn wholesaling first, so they can, pay for go back to medical school if they wanted to, but have actually at this time decided to take their real estate careers to the next level, and everything in between that. So I want to share a few of those videos with y'all. But I say that to say also, we are looking to build a community now. This wholesaling is the most scalable part of real estate investing. You've heard me say that in probably every video that I've done, probably within the last month or so. Wholesaling is the most scalable part of real estate investing. Can you imagine having a six-figure real estate business here in Georgia, and then having a six-figure real estate investing business and having a real estate investing business in say Michigan, Illinois? What we want to do is build a community of real estate wholesalers. The community of real estate wholesalers, we will, and within that community of real estate wholesalers, we're going to, forgive me for flipping pages, but I'm trying to stay on point with you all and not waste your time, because I know sometimes videos and information can drag on and become a little boring. So our goal is to build a community of six-figure real estate wholesalers all over the United States, so we can help each other sell property. So just think, if you got a buddy in Michigan let's say a community member, because we build a community. You got a community member in Michigan, you got a community member in Illinois, you got a community member in Tennessee, and they have learned how to become a six-figure real estate wholesaler. And believe me, no one can get all the deals in one city. I do a lot of what we call co-wholesaling here. Other wholesalers send me deals here in Metro Atlanta. I pass them on to my buyers list, stuff that my buyers hadn't seen, and boom, we cash in a check. I will teach you how to do the same thing nationwide, because once you have a collaboration, because this is not about competition, this is about cooperation. Some people will ask, man, why would you want to train so many people to do what you do? This 350 million people live in the United States. 350 million people live in the United States and growing. Okay, there's more than enough for everybody. You got to live in your mind. You have to have the mentality of prosperity and abundance. So there's enough for everybody. Prosperity and abundance for everybody who's willing to take the time, take action. Because you can learn this stuff, but if you don't take action, nothing will change in your life. We want to change your life. Rewrite are you tired of a job that you're dealing with? Are you tired of a supervisor who just doesn't know very much, but you just have to follow the directions just because you don't want to get fired? Are you really tired of just being paid enough to come back to work every week? They call it a JOB, just over broke. When you get tired of the rush hour traffic, not being able to take vacations as long as you like to, when you really get fed up with that type of lifestyle, you want to make a change. And I just want to share with you how I made my change. Only thing, I was disenchanted with my job. I was grateful for it, don't get me wrong, and I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful to share this time with you all. I'm grateful that you all are willing to listen to me and share this time. But if I can learn this and execute this, so can you. Start feeling and seeing yourself doing what it takes to take an action. I'll say study. You have to study, but you have to get out in the field, drive for dollars, and evaluate the deals, understand the neighborhoods and the zip codes. And I want to share, I expect to share more of that with you. In fact, what we're doing right now, I'm developing a course where I go deep into all of this. Literally, we're gonna do most of it's gonna be from my desk, because this is information that to share with you. We want to be detailed, and then some of it's going to be in the field. I'm going to show you how to take videos of houses, take pictures of houses. Believe it or not, most wholesalers locally here, They don't understand how to take good pictures of houses. I take a minimum of 40 pictures of a house. I want to show you how to do that. I want to help you understand how to get that potential buyer off of his chair and his desk to get into his pickup truck and drive across town to go take a look at the property that you're marketing. I want to show you how to do that with videos and with pictures. I want to help you understand how to evaluate a deal so that the potential buyers that are on your buyers list will just, they're good deals. They can't say no. You want to be selling, you want to be able to move a minimum of one property a week. $5,000, $10,000, one property a week. It's all about a marketing campaign and being consistent with it. I'm going to show you how to build your buyers list. There's so many ways to build a buyers list that people are ignoring, and not everybody's ignoring, but building your buyers list is crucial. The money is in the list. I want to go over all those things with you in detail. But in the meantime, I'm about to shut this video down, but I want you to look out for the next video. Look out for our next video. We're going to be sharing how to take this information to the next level so you can have some success. So be looking out for it. I'm developing a program where you all can have more in-depth information. For those who are interested in becoming a six-figure real estate wholesaler, it's going to require some dedication. It's going to require some consistency. We're going to be doing Zoom classes where everybody will get on Zoom and we'll discuss properties and strategies and help evaluate the deals that you bring to the table. I'm going to help a handful of you all wholesale your first 5 deals. I haven't figured out how many people because that's going to create some. I got to work on the strategy that I'd like to be able to help at least 50 people wholesale their first 5 deals wherever they are in the United States. And believe me, I know how to do that. So stay tuned for the next video. Please scroll down, leave all your questions and comments, and so I can find out how to help you, and you can find out how you can help me help you. Because that's what it's about. Again, this is not about competition. This is about cooperation. You cooperate with your community members. This is a movement for financial freedom and economic independence, and the basics and the fundamentals of a six-figure real estate wholesaler. And so I look forward to you, again, comments and questions I look forward to. Feel free to reach out to me and let me know how I can help you become a six-figure real estate wholesaler wherever you live in the United States. We're going to have a community of six-figure wholesalers all over the United States. You're going to be able to sell. You're going to be able to market in someone else's market, find a property that they're not familiar with. You're going to share it with them, and they're going to take that property, share it with their buyer, and you're going to split those deals 50-50. So next thing you know, you got 6 figures coming out of Michigan. You got 6 figures coming out of your own hometown state. You got 6 figures. So this make you have 5 states with 6 figures coming out of them. Let's just say, for keep the number round, you got $600,000 a year coming in because you got $100,000 coming from, or $500,000. I'm sorry, $500,000 because you got. But is that $500,000 a year or is it $500,000 a month? It's up to you. Dream big. You can do this business. Dream big. So many people are actually teaching this business a lot because it is for real. It is a real business. It's the best way to get started as a real estate entrepreneur is wholesaling. Learn to wholesale first. Look out for our next video. I'm going to be taking you a little more in depth on how we plan to make this opportunity work for you all, sharing it from me. And I look forward to helping everybody who ready to take action live the life that they dream of. Dream big. Go for the gusto. You can have whatever you want in life. You really can. It's up to you. It's a mental thing. Most people, I won't say most. Well, let's say most, because did you all know that 90% of the wealth in this country is controlled by 5% of the people? Those people have no boundaries. That 5%, they have no boundaries of what they can accomplish in life. You got one man trying to figure out how to buy a BMW, and you got another man trying to figure out how to buy the franchise or a franchise of BMW. So you see the difference? Where do you want to be? It's up to you. I'm Keith Jones, your six-figure real estate wholesaler, telling you to scroll down, leave me a comment or question. Feel free to join our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel. I have probably maybe 10, maybe 15 videos. I haven't counted them. Probably at least 10 on some of the subjects we talked about, going a little more in depth. But I'm putting together something totally congruent and consistent and concise program that's going to help you hit those goals that you really want in life. Again, I'm Keith Jones, the six-figure real estate wholesaler. I'm signing out. You guys have a great day.